most often associate the term leveling up with the out-of-touch marketing teams and the people pretending they didn't learn what leveling up meant until they played a mobile game. I don't have birthdays, I level up. But the actual system itself is a staple to numerous genres of video games. Leveling up can either work really well or seem to have no impact on the player at all, and this is dictated by what they gain from leveling up, also maybe by not pissing on your player base by rigging the leveling system. I see you, Destiny 2. Back on track, Fallout New Vegas is a perfect example of how to handle a leveling system. It's not too frequent to where you get desensitized to leveling up, however it provides a lot of ways to gain experience, so it never feels too tedious. You can gain XP from killing stuff, talking to stuff, crafting stuff, repairing stuff, and the sort. Also, the plethora of perks you get from simply leveling up is baffling, and here's where the true genius comes in, so make sure you're sitting down for this. So you begin with setting up your base stats called special stats, which disperse across the different skills, such as how versatile you are in gun combat, speech, and the sort. Upon leveling up, you can distribute skill points into these skills to further separate your playstyle from other players and equip yourself to handle more dilemmas in certain fields. On top of that, upon reaching a certain number of skill points to a specific skill or having enough in one of your special stats, you can unlock new perks to that field, such as the perk Hand Loader. When you reach 70 in repair, you can get the perk that states when using guns, you are twice as likely to recover cases and holes. It's even easier to get invested into distributing points into specific fields due to speech checks. If you have enough points in a specific skill, you can get access to new quests, shortcuts, and interesting dialogue to keep the game fresh. This also helps enhance the replayability with different perks and enhancements in certain fields. The world around the player reacts differently, and the combat varies each time. A lot of games handle the leveling system as just a barrier to lock off beginners from the real meat of the game and have them tediously explore confined areas. It can be done well. However, more often than not, it hinders the immersion. It makes me more reluctant to start new characters, knowing I will be confined to those small areas once again. I'm by no means saying players shouldn't be locked off from parts of the game due to not being a high level. This can work in the game's favor to an extent. It's all about finding a balance and making progression not feel like a living hell. Borderlands 2 handled this extremely well. Weapons could be locked off if the player hadn't reached a certain level required to equip it. This not only provides an incentive to level up to be able to use the weapon, but it gives the player the desire for Iridium to carry more weapons for later, and due to the ample amount of weapons in the game, the player should never feel too restricted with level caps. It doesn't even need to be that complex. Hell, if you've played Castle Crashers, you know the basics of making an effective leveling system. While not as rewarding, it does enhance the cooperative element of the game. There's 4 stats to increase, one for melee attacks, another for magic attacks, and then defense and health, and finally agility and archery. While simplistic, it does diversify the playstyles and provide some replayability. Maybe you don't want to try out the different magic combos, so you'd prioritize magic. If you want to be a tank, you can do a mix of defense and strength, and so on. Of course, a lot of games that prioritize their online modes are going to use leveling systems to showcase the player's skill. This can provide optimal matches by attempting to pair similar players with similar skills for a fair match. It can make the matches more fair, and it's still rewarding as you can still show off your experience with the game, and oftentimes it makes the player want to perform better if it means more XP is attached. So to finish this video off, I decided to describe my points in layman's terms and furthermore in a simple, organized fashion. 1. Getting experience should never feel too tedious to deter players from trying or cripple the replayability. 2. Leveling up should have significance or some impact to make it worthwhile, or at least not hinder the enjoyment. 3. If there are level caps, make sure the confined area provides enough opportunities to reach the required level without it feeling like a chore. Of course, the leveling system will differ with each game. Some can pull it off in a certain way. This is mostly just me rambling about the patterns I see in the games I have experience with.